Happy Friday, everyone. Happy first day of November. The holidays are coming up. Hopefully, you all had a great night last night. A lot of treats and not too many tricks. I know we had a bunch of neighborhood kids, which was really exciting. A lot of fun costumes and things like that. So, as Celia said, today we're going to go over custom options. You know, Venahood's thing is very much if you can dream it, we can build it. So, this presentation, this training, this vibe today is just going to be going about what we can do, different options and things like that. We're going to go over some colors. We're going to look at some cute pictures of hoods that are in the field, how to request a quote, all sorts of things. So thank you so much for joining us. Thanks so much for spending your time on this Friday morning, and we'll go ahead and we'll get started. So we have a lot of our designer in stock series. You know, we have the Avery, the Madison, you'll see them behind me. But maybe your customer wants something more specific. They have a special situation in their kitchen. Everybody's kitchen is different. For a lot of people, the kitchen is kind of like the focal point of the home. So we can do custom things. It's not just what you see in stock or designer. These come with a little bit of a lead time sometimes, but Venahood's lead times have been improving so much lately that we can get custom hoods out in like 6 to 8 weeks, depending on what they are. Sometimes even sooner, which is really cool. So the first options that I want to go over are the special width and special height. Maybe they don't need a standard 54-inch hood. Maybe they want 52 inches because they're trying to fit that hood in a cabinet. Or in one of these cases, like I have in the picture here, maybe they've got just a really long kind of situation. Maybe they love to cook and they've got a bunch of different ranges and burners and things like that. So we can do special widths. Maybe they don't want a duct cover, or maybe they want to try to go to the ceiling. We can definitely do special heights as well. Typically speaking, in most situations, special widths, we can go from 24 to 96 inches. Special heights, we can go from all the way to 9 inches under cabinet, all the way to 42 inches. But of course, every situation is different. So if you have something, please reach out, ask us. And what's really cool is Venahood has this whole CAD department that will actually draw and make sure that a hood is work and structurally sound. So we can always double check the measurements as well, but it doesn't have to be a 30-inch height hood and only 66 inches. We can definitely go bigger if you need it. Okay, moving on, special depth. A lot of times we run into these, especially in outdoor or barbecue applications, because our barbecue grills are a little bit deeper, and then you also want to leave room in the back. That way, that barbecue grill can vent out all of the heat and stuff. So we have some options here. We can go, in most cases, up to a 36-inch on a special depth hood, or Venahood also has what they call the barbecue extension. It works for some models, usually like the PRH 18s and the XRH 18s, and it's basically a piece that goes on the back of the hood and it pushes out that hood 6 inches. That way you're able to get a little bit of a special depth without having to order a whole custom hood. There's also some models also in the PRH and NRH and XRHs that can come in not only a standard 24 depth, but in a 27 depth at no additional cost. So it's usually just something that has an X in the model number. So instead of a PRH 18, you have a PRXH 18. That means that that hood's going to be 27 inches. You can pair that then with a barbecue extension to give an extra 6 inches. Now your hood is 33 inches deep. You can cover that entire cooking surface from the barbecue with that canopy. So just some options as well. And again, everybody has their own special things, which is why it's really cool to be able to make just instead of the standard 24, 27-inch depth, maybe they want something a little bit less deep as well. We can go smaller as well. Typically, the range is from 16 inches all the way to 36. But again, if you have a special situation, reach out. We'll see if we can do it. The next thing is custom duct covers. No two houses are built the same, right? So maybe they have an 8-foot ceiling, maybe they have an 8.5-foot ceiling, or maybe like the picture all the way to the right, they have something crazy like a 12, 13, or 14-foot ceiling. But no worries, we can build custom duct covers for any of that. Also, in the middle picture, you'll see that the roof kind of angles. We can build a slope top. We just need to know what measurements you need, and they can go even up to like a 1/4 inch. So maybe you need 13.25 inches of a duct cover. That can be done as well. There are some limitations on height, but we can always stack duct covers. It will give you seams, but we have ways to hide those seams with lip treatment and bands and things like that as well. But again, if your customer has a super high ceiling or a super short ceiling or a really kind of interesting situation, we can absolutely do a custom duck cover as well. Most custom duck covers, fun fact, are 2 to 5 week lead time, unless there's something, you know, a little bit more involved. But if you're ordering just kind of a stainless steel situation, they can be done in 2 to 5 weeks. People get scared sometimes when they hear custom, but it's really not that complicated, and it's definitely something that we can do to make work. The other thing that I do want to note is that when you're ordering your hood, if you think you need a duct cover, go ahead and order it at the same time as the hood. That way, both pieces are made at the same time in the factory, and if you have bands, if you have lip treatment, if you have special color, it's all made together and it's all made to line up. Now, if you're in a situation where you have a hood and then you find out you needed that cover later, it can be ordered after the fact, but just note that a lot of things, like the bands, for example, would have to ship loose. That way you have to field install them to guarantee that they match up. Vanna hoods are handmade. They're handmade in Texas, one by one. No two are alike, and so they want to make sure that everything lines up. So that's why we definitely recommend, if you can, always try to order that hood and that duck cover together. Now, finishes, what can you do? We have painted and we have metals. We'll go over the painted first. We have our standard paint finishes. You'll see them on the screen. We have biscuit, black, gunsmoke, white, and black carbide, which is like black, but it has a texture. And then we have our special paint finishes that are listed there. They all have pretty cool textures and things like that. If you're not sure, you can always ask for a sample, and we can get it sent out. Our literature team is fantastic at getting those samples sent out to you. They're like little chips, and that way your customer can compare, and maybe they're in between black and black carbide or silver vein and black carbide. So these samples allow them to take a look. Now, maybe you don't like these paint colors. Maybe they have a really gorgeous range and they want to match their hood to the range. If you give us that RAL color, then a hood can custom paint that hood to be that same RAL color. And if you're not sure, if you're in between two RAL colors, we can request samples of those as well, which is really cool. So if you ever need samples or anything, reach out to us. We'll get them sent out to you, to your customer, to your homeowner, to your designer. Whoever needs to see the sample will absolutely get it sent out to you. I used to be a cake decorator in past life, and one of the things that I always swore was that people see colors differently. What looks like blue to me may not look like blue to you and may not look like blue to your customers. So when in doubt, get those samples in, and that way we can all see the same color blue and the range comes out exactly the way that they want it. Now, we also have metals. We have overlays, which is our brass and our copper. As of right now, we can do polished brass and polished copper on lip treatment only, but we can do a whole hood in the hammered copper, the antique brass. We can also do satin brass and brushed brass. And then, of course, we have our stainless steel that's really popular. And then we have artisan stainless steel where they're going to polish that grain, that brushed look out of the stainless steel. And it gives it a nice smooth finish. There's mirrored stainless steel available for trim as well. It's really, really shiny and really, really gorgeous. And again, if you ever need samples, reach out, we'll get them sent out to you. Okay, so now we have our hood, we have our colors. Now we want to decorate it, right? We want to put on some bands and some lip treatment. People call these all sorts of things. So I just wanted, for the record, show you guys exactly what, when we're talking about lip treatment, we're talking about the front part of the hood that goes around. We can also put this on a duct cover to cover that seam. When we're talking about bands, we're talking about these vertical bands that go up the hood. So a couple different options on lip treatment. You have your standard 18 gauge, or you can do the 8-inch, 1/8 inch thick, and 1 inch tall, or if you want it even thicker, you want it to be more defined, we can do a 1/4 inch thick, also 1 inch tall. Vertical bands come in 1 inch or 2 inch widths. And then we can also do corner bands as well. So instead of having them in the middle of the hood, maybe you want them to go along the curve or the side of the hood on both sides, the front and the side. We can do those too. They come in 1 inch and 2 inch widths. The only thing with corner bands that I do want to point out is that they can be done in stainless steel or painted finishes. Lastly, the attachments. How do you want the bands to attach? All the bands come on the back with laminate. It's kind of like a sticker almost, where it gets stuck onto the hood, but then you can do rivets. They come in 2 different sizes. Hex nuts, also 2 different sizes, or pyramid clavos, which you'll see are in that corner hood there. They're a little square, but they can be placed in square or diamond formation. You just got to let us know what you want and we can make it happen. And then just to note on the attachments, Venahood will match the attachments to the band style unless otherwise specified. Excuse me, I'm so sorry. So for example, if you have satin brass and you have rivets, they will rough up those rivets to match the satin brass. But if you have satin brass and maybe you want bright polished brass rivets, or maybe you want stainless steel, we can do that too. So now you've discussed everything, you've planned out your dream hood. What's next, right? What do? We want to know how much it costs, of course. So you can request a quote. There's a couple different ways you can request a quote. The first one is you can go to pinnaclesalesgroup.com/concierge ventilation, and you'll see our form there. Fill out all the applicable fields, and then you'll hit submit. It'll get sent to us, and then someone, either myself or someone else on the customer service team, will go ahead and we'll get a quote. It's going to provide a line drawing, a list price, a lead time, show you the dimensions and things like that. All of it will be done. You can also go to the Venahood website. They have a program called Build a Hood we went over in one of our earlier sessions. And once you design your hood there, you can click on request a quotation. What it does is it puts all the information that you designed into a form, and then Venahood gets it and then sends it over to us. And then again, we will provide that same kind of quote, list price, lead time, drawings, specifications, all of that. Anybody can request a quote. You don't have to be a dealer. You don't have to be a customer designer. You can be a homeowner. Anybody can request these quotes. We will happily quote anything for anyone. If you're a homeowner or a designer and you don't have a dealer that you're working with, but really want to purchase a Venahood, we'll also give you some dealers in your area. A lot of our dealers are super familiar with Venahood, so they'll be more than happy to help. And then for my dealers, if you have a customer that's not sure or anything like that, feel free to send them over to us. We'll get them narrowed down. We'll help them decide what they want and, you know, design their dream hood, and then we'll get you the quote, the list price, and things like that. That way we can go ahead and get that hood on order. The last thing is, if you don't want to go on the website or you're having issues with the Build-A-Hood or anything like that, you can email us. My email address is custom@pinnaclesalesgroup.com. You can email me questions, you can email me comments, concerns, you can say hello, or you can email me that quote request. Most important thing, give me all of the information that you have. If you have inspiration pics, maybe they saw something on on Pinterest or Instagram, or I think there's one of them now called Lemon something. I don't keep up with that kind of things, but if you see an inspiration picture anywhere on the vast internet, please feel free to send it over, and then we can definitely quote something similar to that. And then we just need to know the width, the height, what you're looking for, the CFMs, the finishes. If you're not sure on finishes, again, this is where you can also request samples, things like that. So just email me, and then we'll get it going. Like I said, I do quotes, but everybody on the team as well does quotes. So there's always someone here to help you, and we're happy to help. If you want to pick up the phone and call us, you can do that too. We can talk it over, send you a quote, whatever you need. We're here to help. And so with that, that is today's ventilation vibe. Thank you again so much for joining. Does anybody have any questions, any comments, any concerns? Does anyone want to talk about their trick-or-treaters last night? I saw a lot of anime characters. That was pretty cool. You know, just hope everyone's doing well. And again, thank you so much for spending your time with us today. We do hope that these trainings are helping. If there's anything you want to see in the future, or if there's anything you want to learn about, anything you feel that we could cover, please let us know. Reach out. We'll be more than happy to set up a training as well. We do have some upcoming trainings. The next one is on November 15th. We're going to take a little bit of a break, and then we have 2 in December as well that we're going to go over. So hope to see you guys there. Tell everyone, tell your friends. I'm here standing in front of a camera on Fridays, and I love seeing all you guys here. So please take this time. Let us know what you need. Looks like we do have one question.
Yes, it's from Jeremy Ruth. They're asking, can a custom duck cover be ordered if we are purchasing a different hood brand from Pinnacle Folger Milano?
For that, no. Venahood will do custom duck covers for Venahood products. One of the things that they ask for is the serial number of the hood that it's for. So unfortunately, not. And then it looks like we have a customer in the chat as well. Can you recommend a training video for the blowers? We did actually have a training video, Jennifer. I think it was our second session, the guide to ventilation. It's on our YouTube channel, Pinnacle Sales Group, on the YouTube. I believe it's like, I think it's the second one that we did, where we go all over the blowers and things like that. So you're more than welcome to catch that. Or if you have more questions or would like to jump on a call, please give me a call. My name again is Jessie. I'm here, call our customer service line, ask for me, and we can go over whatever you need. Thank you so much, Hannah. Thanks, Sharon. And so if nobody has any other questions, I think we'll wrap it up here. But again, thank you guys so, so much for being here. Really
Or we
appreciate
do
it.
have one more.
Oh, what you got?
Oh, where are the Venahood videos located? So that will be on our Pinnacle Sales Group YouTube page under our Venahood playlist. And we'll also send it out early next week as well in an email for everyone, but it will be located in there.
Yep. And if you have any difficulty finding it or for some reason it's not coming up on YouTube, shoot me an email, give me a call, let us know, and then we can always navigate you or email you a link. We can text you a link. We'll get you the link however we can. That way you can go ahead and take a look. Jennifer, I'm gonna make a note to email you the video, okay? When you registered with an email. I'll go ahead and look that up, and then I will make sure to email it to you today, okay? Oh, yes, for sure. And Jennifer as well, if you have any kind of like specific, like if you've got a hood right now that you're working on or that they're installing, let me know. I can also send you the installation instructions for that specific hood if they need that as well. Yep, for sure. I'll definitely get it sent out to you. I'll reach out, and then again, if you need like a specific installation instructions for a hood that they're installing. Gotcha. Yep. We can definitely get you sorted. I got it written down here, so I'll go ahead and I'll look for an email in like the next hour or so. We'll get you sorted. Yep, anytime. Thank you again, everyone. I hope you all have a great rest of your day. Happy Friday, we made it. See you all at the next one.